Hey guys, it is Amy the Relocated Tourist coming to you live once again from my office. It is Friday, March 27th, 2020, and this is the umpteenth time I film this because either someone calls or someone's making noise in my house. Welcome to self-isolation. It is so much fun. Not that any of this would still not be happening with everybody home, but yeah, at least this is why I filmed in my car. You guys know that, right? So it is sunny right now. It is about 86 degrees here in the Orlando area. I went for a run today, which was awesome. I have been very aware of staying away from people. And when I run, I come across maybe 2 or 3 people either on bikes or running themselves. So we give the 6 feet plus away from each other. I have noticed that the area I run in has gotten quieter and quieter with cars. So I have always carried pepper spray. I'm always very aware of who's around me. I'm actually usually more scared of something running out of the forest to grab me, like, Bigfoot or no, but we do have, some big wildlife here. So I'm always a little more actually leery of that than, mankind. But, it's Florida and our crime is horrendous here. So I have to watch for it. I'm trying to keep up the running to keep my sanity because it has just been one of those couple days now. Yeah, it's starting to get to me. We have been self-isolating for about 16 days now. My last day at Disney was about 2 weeks ago from Wednesday. I knew it when I did it. I'm glad I did it. But all that to say is that I hope you're all doing well. I know you're all probably sick of hearing about it or talking about it, so I'm not going to dwell on this, but I want to recognize it because otherwise it is the elephant in the room. We're all just like sick of looking at the elephant and it's sitting there and it's eating Doritos and you can hear it chomping. So I'm just trying to focus. So today I am going to kind of dive back into road trips. I want to hear about your famous road trip, your favorite road trip, the one that you loved as a kid with your parents. Did you have a road trip with your brother and sister? Did you have a road trip with the spouse or your kids? I feel like it's almost like what America is made of is road trips, and that it's so fun to drive across our great nation. And even though we're going through this horrible thing right now, we have this beautiful nation to go and explore and see and visit. And what I learned with my adventures is that you never know what you're going to come across, number one. Number two, always have as much backup for your vehicle as possible, meaning OnStar, AAA, anything like that, because thank you, knock on wood, both my road trips, my car was phenomenal. I love my car. Not so lucky the road trip with Craig and Emily when we went to Colorado last year. We were great going to DC, had no problems, but going to Colorado, yeah, we had car troubles in Nashville area, in the Tennessee area. And that was terrifying. And so that's my biggest fear of traveling by myself. So I'm getting all that prepared. And yes, I am still looking forward to it. I feel like we need to keep planning things for our year and just kind of have a lot of plan Bs. How about that? But I think we should try to postpone as much as possible because it's not that we want to go out and get sick. I don't agree with that, or the Easter plan. What I agree with though is that eventually, maybe a month from now, that the cases are dropping, we've hit the curve, whatever, that we're able to still go and enjoy these things. And I feel like if we have nothing to plan for, our purpose kind of falls, and that's just how we get depressed. For me, this is what happens. If I just don't have something to plan or look forward to, I started to just kind of fall inward, and I just feel like I'm not living my best life because I'm just starting to get the blues, and so I've been fighting that for the past couple days here, and I knew this would get long and stuff, so I really want to start just focusing on the road trips. So this year I am focusing on the Midwest for a couple reasons. One, I have my parents and my brother up there and my very bestest friend, and so I would like to go see her and them, and I'm going to spend some serious time up there this time. Last time I was barely got to see my dad for the day. My mom I got to see a little longer, but I stayed at her place and did more outward, and then inward was not, her and I kind of did our thing, but she was more of kind of the stop and the bed instead of real time with her. So I'm hoping to see mom for real time for a week Dad probably a total of, I don't know, 3 to 5 days, depending again how everyone feels. And then see my dear friend Kim, and definitely see anyone else that's interested in normally seeing my love, Shannon, my good friend Kay in Appleton. Anybody else who wants to say hi, please let me know. But yeah, definitely looking forward to doing that June on, and I have really no end date thus far, for just the fact that I try to keep things as fluid as possible, because that keeps everyone's plans fluid. If I say I'm gonna be here around this time, are you cool with that? You know, like dinners, I definitely make plans and dates and times as much as I can. But usually sometimes almost to the point where when I get there, then I'm like, hey, I'm in town. Are you up for it? Can we meet up? Can we do something? So I am more than willing and happy to see everyone as much as I can. I really do enjoy it, and I'm looking forward actually to exploring Wisconsin more and Illinois more, Indiana, probably Minnesota. I'm going to try to go visit my brother and a new niece I have not even gotten to meet or hold yet. So I'm looking forward to that. Just lots of things, and just spend quality time with my parents. Everyone's getting older, and so it all kind of has a circle of life theme to it, where I get a lot done with family members that I do need to spend time with, and also spend time with loved ones and spend time with friends. And nothing makes my heart feel warmer. Just so you guys know, on Facebook, you can head over to the Relocated Tourist Facebook page if you'd like to meet up with me on my road trip. I love so much meeting up with people, and there's so many amazing memories, whether it's Darby and I in the Rockies singing to The Greatest Showman, or it's Eric and I laughing on my first train ride in DC, or it's oh my gosh, Monica and I hung out at the Biltmore, you know. Oh, I'm gonna forget people, and they're gonna kick my butt. Or Kim and I went to a play in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Everything to Glacier National Park with my friend Angela. That was one of my favorite moments ever of the trip. Just so many wonderful things. Nick in New Orleans. Kim in Fort Worth, Texas. There's just so many people. I can't even name them all, and it just warms my soul, and it fills the adventure side of me, it fills the social side of me, and it fills just the freedom of the road. I've definitely been born to travel, so I am looking forward to it. So if you have any suggestions of places in Wisconsin, or any of the states I've mentioned that you think are phenomenal. Already someone had mentioned House on the Rock. I think my friend James Hicks did. Yeah, I love House on the Rock. If you have not done House on the Rock in Wisconsin, you are missing out. That's something actually I think I'm gonna go do, because it's such good content, and it's so fun to go back and do something of content that you have loved since a child. I just think that thing is the craziest thing. If you've never seen it, you have never seen. It is the craziest thing you guys have ever walked through. I mean, there's a carousel in this house. It's a house that's added almost practically like pieces and blocks of like extensions of itself onto it, that it feels like it's just a museum of the craziest things you've ever seen. And I mean this. Like, there's one room where it's all like mannequins with music instruments all out. And I remember telling Craig and the kids, like, what if the lights just went out right now, boom, and then they came back on and they were all gone? Like, how insane would that be? Like, that's how creepy House on the Rock could be. Like, I would actually rather do a ghost hunt there at night than probably do a content during the day, but I don't think they do those. It is just the craziest thing. The other thing that I have grown up loving all my life is Milwaukee Public Museum. And I am telling you that if I wasn't going to do something with Disney, it was going to do something with museums. And so I used to picture myself working there one day or giving tours of the museum. That's how much I love that museum. So I think I'm going to go over there and do some content about my favorite spots in the museum and what you guys should come see. Now, it is unfortunately, I learned off of a different YouTube video that they are going to be reinventing the museum and moving it in about 9 years, which this is incredibly sad, but they want to update and interact and make it interactive. And I'm like, no, 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 no. It's like all of us with Carousel Progress, like, don't touch it. You can update the end scene, that's okay, but don't touch the rest. So yeah, I really don't know Illinois very well, so please give me all the Illinois, gossip, what's great to see there. Someone mentioned on Facebook, Walt Disney's home there. I did have on my list, just so you know. There's a bunch of stuff there. I've done like Gurney Mills there, and I've done Great America. So Great America actually was like my Disney back in the day for pretty much, I think, everyone of Wisconsin, Illinois, possibly Indiana. Everybody wants to Great America, to Six Flags. I think that has more nostalgia sometimes than Disney does, because Disney I didn't go to till I was a senior in high school, whereas Great America, I begged to go there for every 8th birthday, 10th birthday, 12th birthday, and then my youth group, through church would always go there. So I love Great America. I am so excited. Like the double-decker carousel. If you've never done Six Flags, it's amazing. Now having been treated and being spoiled by Disney for the last 8 to 9 years, I think when I walk back into Six Flags, I might have a different reaction of like, oh, ooh, oh, you never know. But I will definitely show you guys my reaction, and we'll have to see if they take selfie sticks there now. I'm gonna always be, it's funny when I leave Florida and I do these road trips, the first thing that shocks me is sticker shock. When I can go in any other kind of state park, theme park, national park, and I can buy a can of soda for $1. And I'm like, wait a minute, like sodas are $3.50 at Disney. Or now $4 maybe. Or I can buy a cheeseburger for $2, like at a food truck. And I'm like, where am I? Because I'm so used and so conditioned to Disney prices that when I go anywhere else, I'm just like, oh, that's such a good price. Or even a t-shirt that's like $12.95. I'm like, that is such a steal. This is like, t-shirts are what, $22.95 at Disney or higher? Yeah, so all that kind of stuff. It's very exciting. And Indiana, I'm not remember. I did a museum there, and I did a zoo there. Yes, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of everything else I've done. What else? Minnesota, I've done the Little House on the Prairie. I've done Walnut Grove and Plum Creek, which just is amazing, you guys. Any of you who are Little House on the Prairie fans, you have to go visit the original Walnut Grove. It's just amazing, in the streets, and you're gonna have the show in your head, which is what I did, but I also read the book, so I was just like, oh my gosh. So the museum is so awesome because it has everything about the show, and then it has the fireplace mantle from the show in there. So I just like put my hands on it, like just give me a minute. And then they also have all the stuff about the real, Laura and Almanzo, and all the Ingalls and her parents, and it's super cool. If you're wondering, I keep flipping my hands. It's my road trip map. I've shown you guys before. I finally framed it, but that is what I did last time. That's how far I went over to the US, all over the place. As you can see, there's a big gap right here. That will be eventually, I don't know, my lucky number is 22, so I'm thinking 2022 I might do a really big one that's out in the California and the whole coast, and that would be super fun. So I'm going to keep planning because I need to keep my sanity in check, and I'm sure you all are trying to find things to do at home. I know personally I'm getting sick of looking at screens, whether it's my computers or it's my this or it's this, or I've been trying to where we also move in a couple months, so I've been trying to get all that situated. Now we have time. We're trying to tackle the garage when it's in the morning because it gets way too hot in there. It just is a hot box in there. It's horrible. So we're trying to do that, and then who knows if we're going to be able to walk through a place to look at it. We don't know anything. So that's a little bit, sorry, my battery's dying. That's a little bit crazy. So anyway, with that, as my battery's dying, thank you guys for joining me today. I promise you, once everything is back to normal, these will be more exciting again, and we could talk about the parks, and we could talk about this. But right now, it's basically just me talking about life here and about what could happen in the future and what's hopefully going to happen. So I hope you all are safe. I'm praying for everyone, and if you're sick, I wish you a speedy recovery, and we'll get through this, right? We'll get through this. This too shall pass, right? All right, love you guys. Bye.